What's up, everybody? Welcome to the EZPZ podcast. We're back. We're going on for 2 for 2 here, season 2. Joining me this week, Brandon.
What up, what up?
Brandon Paulson and Clem.
Hello, everyone.
I'm happy to finally have you on. That's cool.
Yeah, welcome.
Took a little while.
First time.
Hey, it's okay. Kind of get the conversation flowing with just introducing you to our listeners, what you're about, what your favorite stuff is. So I'll kick it off to you. Just tell us a little bit about yourself. How do you come from? Where'd you come from? I mean, everyone's already noticed that you have a little bit of an accent, so.
Sometimes it's hard to know. Sometimes people say are you from Europe? They don't know exactly, where
right.
and stuff like that. So I'm 25 years old. Fuck off already.
I know. Quarter of a century.
I'm young. I'm the baby of the group here. So I'm from France, and more especially south of France. My hometown is called Montpellier. If you look on Google Maps, it's gorgeous. I'm living 10 minutes away from the sea. So it's a really awesome town. All my family is from the south of France, but then I'm the only one born in this city, in Montpellier. So yeah, I came in the US in June 2015. So more than 2 years already. Damn. It's so fast.
What made you want to leave France and come to the US?
So the thing is, I spent all my life in Montpellier, in my own town, south of France, and I went 2 years close to Paris, in a suburb of Paris, for my engineering school. So I did 2 years of this engineering school, and the department was electronic engineering. And so they have some programs all over the world, and one of them was a partnership with Chicago, with a school in Chicago. And so I really wanted to just go away and just fucking go from nowhere.
Try something else. Yeah.
You take my backpack and just go. I mean, my big backpack, because I needed stuff. And so I look online, and they have all this PDF and everything. So I had the choice between, so many, Chicago, Pittsburgh, I could have gone to China. And it's you have two different things. One of them is just you do a 6 months program, but you don't have the degree from the foreign school. Mm-hmm. And I really wanted to have the degree because to have two degrees.
It looks good.
Yeah, true.
And so I came here, and I was lucky because I knew someone who knew the director of my school. And so I got this small internship before I start school. So I came in June 2015, work 3 months, I think, until the beginning of the school, so August, and I did this double degree master.
Okay.
So yeah, and I left France not because I didn't like it, because France is a really great city, but I just wanted to start
something new.
Yeah, something new.
Yeah.
And experience just not reborn, but just experience really something different. I came, I didn't know anyone. Oh, wow. I knew one person from my school who did the same thing as me, but 1 year before.
Okay.
And so
growing up, did you guys have a love for all American culture?
I think everyone dies kinda, because it's true, the US
fatten our heads up, make our heads fatter. Yeah, we love America over here.
No, music, movies, that's something I think about that a lot, because
American culture.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I listen a lot of American music, and I watch a lot of shows, movies, and you guys never do that, right?
Right.
So, maybe you watch one French movie or something like that, but
I own a French movie. I actually own one.
Really?
Yeah, I'll have to show it to you at some point. But
and so I didn't came here to live the American dream, and I first came here because Chicago sounds just awesome.
Right.
To live in.
It's one of my favorite cities.
Yeah. And so and honestly, when I ccame here, I didn't know that I will live in Des Moines right now.
Des Moines, Iowa.
The monks.
And the monks. So Des Moines which we can say des moines. It's the actual like French pronunciation.
French.
Means the monk, so that's why Sean is saying that. And I mean, at first I didn't know that I will stay that long, and we can talk about that later. But I met a girl, Madison, that we all know, and so that's why I'm still here.
Madison, friend of the show, she'll be on the podcast eventually. Probably more a politically charged podcast when she's on. But she's best friends with Lydia. Grew up with Lydia. Played volleyball with her in high school. My girlfriend
from Des Moines.
From Des Moines, yeah. So that's why Clem's here in Des Moines now.
Right.
She decided to move home, leave Chicago. I'm glad you came with.
I'm glad you came with too.
Yeah, that's cool. So this podcast based around a lot around music. What is your favorite kind of music?
That's a good question.
Kind of music. I will say EDM, but not like the hard EDM. Like
dub. You don't like dubstep.
Yeah, I don't like dubstep. I like like all the like Skrillex, like bass nectar. I don't know the exact pronunciation.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
I like it, but I'm not gonna like listen on the basis they. Like for instance, like right now, one of my favorite songs is "Speechless" from Autograph. Okay. So I really like this kind of song. We just went to Earl. I really like Earl too, Earl Grime.
We're going to talk about it later in the show. But Clem was with me, Lydia, Alex, other friends of the show, Madison, Earl Grime, Minnesota. So that's what we're going to be chatting about.
Right.
So Autograph, more ambient, more like
kind of like slow, but still like
melodic,
with like electronic, like instruments.
What music did you listen to growing up, though?
Yeah.
Good question. True. I'm not like a huge music person, but more like...
You were raised in a church, right?
So, no, my father, that's funny you say that. My father was a pastor.
Yeah.
But he didn't like force us to do it.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I didn't go to the church. He didn't care. Like, it's not like this kind of cool. Pastor. Yeah. And, like, sometimes some people were saying like, oh, did you like pray before dinner? Did you like hold your hands and pray? I was like, no, dude, that's not, you know this show like there's a show called like Family 7 or 7 in the House.
Okay.
And the father is a pastor. And so I don't know if it's a French show. I don't think so. I think it's American, but I don't remember the name. And everyone was saying, "Oh yeah, like in the show, you pray before dinner." I was like, "No, it's normal, like my dad is a normal person."
Yeah, no. Was there like a church influence on music though?
Not really. I mean, I know like piano like a little bit, and I play like 2 or 3 songs, but really like not, and like church songs.
Yeah.
But no, I will say otherwise, my family, I have 2 older brothers, and my family grew up more with kind of like Dire Straits, Pink Floyd.
Oh wow!
So I grew up
music.
I grew up with like this kind of like
classics,
classics or like I don't know, Ben Harper.
Yep.
Who else?
What do your parents listen to? Do they listen to American music or French music?
No, French music.
French music, yeah.
I mean, my dad and my mom, they know like Dire Straits, because like
they grew up with it.
Kind of shit.
Yeah, they grew up with it.
And my brother Simon, who just older than me, play guitar.
Really?
And he's playing guitar, and he plays like all the Pink Floyds, all the so Dire Straits, or the what's his name, the black guitarist who died, he was 27 years old. He played as Jimi Hendrix. So I grew up like listening more this kind of stuff.
Oh wow!
And after when I switched in France, yeah. So American music,
yeah.
That's what we were saying before. And after, for sure, I was listening more EDM stuff.
When did you get into EDM?
Probably.
Was it when you met Madison?
No, I was in France.
Oh, whoa!
So, for instance, I was still listening like Justice.
Oh yeah.
I went to a show when I was 19. So,
oh wow!
But I'm saying like I didn't when I was 10, 15 years old. I grew up more with the music I just talked about. Mm-hmm. But after when I turned 18, 19, I was listening Justice. I was listening Gesaffelstein. So Sean knows Gesaffelstein. You remember?
Yeah. At the show, we got to hear some of that.
Really?
Was it Graves that played?
Graves, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
That's great.
And so so Gesaffelstein, or after I for sure started listening some EDM, like American artists. But I'm really proud of like the Europe scene of EDM scene.
How you've been to a number of EDM shows. What's the biggest difference between going to a EDM show abroad in Europe or France compared to here in the United States? Because as Sean alluded to, you guys are going to talk about RL Grime.
Right.
So there's a fresh memory of American EDM rage. But what's it like over there compared to here?
It's younger there, right?
Yeah, I was younger.
Younger, yeah.
But I will say, I didn't went to a lot. Like I went to like way more shows since I'm here.
Yeah. It's easier.
Yeah, it's easier, and you guys have bigger stuff. But I would say otherwise, honestly, they are kind of similar.
Really?
Yeah. If you talk about,
I'm interested in the crowd.
Yeah, if you talk about music festival, and in Belgium or in Eastern Europe, it's kind of like the same shit. You know what I mean? Like people with totem, and with sign
and flags,
and like dress up like kind of funny stuff like that. So it's kind of similar.
Oh
yeah. There's no like a huge difference between.
Are the crowds the same?
What do you mean by that?
That's put me on the spot.
No. So how old are you? You have to be to drink in France.
18.
18. So like you guys are going to get 16 to 18-year-olds, right, at shows and stuff.
Right.
Instead of here, it's like 21.
Yeah.
Almost all EDM shows.
I will say that sometimes, which is nice in Europe, you have some awesome show in old, like motherfucker old like arena and stuff like that. Like when I went to see Justice, and I was in maybe this arena was built in the 12th century or something like that. So with the Roman.
Yeah.
So really old, and it's kind of like it's nice to like listen Justice in this old stuff. Like
it's like this modern day take with this culture that's been around for centuries.
Right.
Yeah, you guys have like there's so much stuff in Europe.
Oh,
it's like older than our entire country. Just because one building.
Yeah, because of the history. Yeah, for instance, my family house is like 500 years old, something like that.
Oh, wow.
It's fucking creepy. I wish you guys...
Are there ghosts?
Oh, damn, there's ghosts.
Ghosts, yeah.
I wish you guys, like, are gonna come one time. And seriously, it's an horror movie. Like, it's gonna be I can talk about my house for like an hour, but it's fucking creepy.
Sean alluded to the drinking age over there being 18. Here it's 21. From my understanding, from friends that I have online, there's quite the difference in drinking culture. We Americans are very different than the rest of the world. Would you agree?
So, which sense? You mean you guys drink more?
No, not more. Not necessarily more, but we do not handle things well on alcohol.
Right. So I will say the difference is like when I drink. If I want to get fucked up, I'm not going to drink any beer. Like, for instance, RL Grime, my son and I brought, like, rum. I fucking drink rum. And I didn't drink any beer. I had 1 or 2 beers to start. But I would say, the difference is, like, we drink, but, like, you will never miss, like, sleeping, on a bench in the street like that. Like it will never happen. That happened one time. I was
so it did happen.
I threw up everywhere. I threw up I slept on the couch and threw up on my shoulders and stuff like that. And after this day, I was like, okay, I'm gonna drink, but I'm never gonna reach that point where I'm gonna pass out in the street or like whatever. So I don't know. I have fucked up story, and we all. When I was drinking, I hope my parents are not gonna listen. They won't understand anyway.
You've not done anything as bad as most people out there.
True.
I know.
Drinking in a European sense, so it's a companion, right? It's a companion to a meal or to get together. Right. Here it's the same thing, but I feel like. You guys it's more open. It's more okay to like have a beer some sort of drink at like noon.
Yeah.
With your brunch.
A glass of wine.
Yeah, a glass of wine for lunch, or even like even sometimes during the week when, I mean, even I do it here, I'm coming home from work, 6 p.m. and I'm going to have a beer because I just enjoy it.
What's your favorite beer?
Leafy.
Oh, it's Leafy. Yeah.
It's a
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's a Belgium style beer, and over there it's like the classic.
Oh, really?
Beer. And it's already, I mean, it's like maybe 8 degrees, something like that. 8% of alcohol. So it's pretty strong.
Yeah,
it's a strong beer.
It's a good beer.
Yeah, it's good beer. Like that's funny. We were just to Ivy with Sean, and I was picking up some beer, and I was like, and he told me pick up some from Madison, and I was like, Madison will never drink like High Life or like that.
He has to drink like a nicer beer or just wine.
Yeah, in some French, I mean, in some sense, she's kind of like, for me, sometimes I see her sometimes more as an European girl.
Oh yeah.
Than like Oh, not that I'm saying like American girl all the same, but like she will never drink like PBR or like and when she drinks, I mean, she got fucked up like a lot.
Everyone does.
But she sometimes that's funny because I see some stuff and she lived in Belgium for years.
Oh yeah. So she grew accustomed to the culture, so she's familiar with like the good beer. Yeah.
So, all right, let's learn a little bit more about like you. What's your favorite movies? Did you play games growing up? Video games? What were your passions growing up? Because it surely wasn't mechanical engineering,
right?
Most kids, electrical. Sorry.
No, for sure. I went to this school and I didn't know anything about electrical, but anyway,
why did you do that? Why?
So in France, it's a little bit different. You don't go after high school. You don't go directly to the engineering school. You go to like it's called preparatory classes, where it's fucking insane, and you learn for 2 or 3 years. I did 3 years because I redo 1 year, and it's just fucking everything: it's math, physics, chemistry,
English.
English.
Would it be French? Because we have English classes.
Yeah, but in high school you have English class. After high school, in college you guys have English class.
Yeah.
Too? Okay, if you do like maybe later or like, but I was doing like science stuff.
Yeah.
And it's fucking crazy. Like I learned stuff in math that they go really far, and they teach you like really far stuff, like kind of like complex. And I was really bad. I was like having a hard time. I was like kind of like not losing my mind, but I was like kind of like going crazy because you have to study all the time. And I was living in my own town in Montpellier. My friends went to the the university, so kind of like more relaxed, like not as hard than the preparatory classes. And I was going out every weekend, so after I was late on my homework, stuff like that. So that was hard. And at the end of
it's a lot of pressure,
a lot of work. You have like a ranking in the class, what I mean?
God.
This kind of shit. So it's hard. Like you don't want to be like, and I was kind of like in the last
tier,
like last year.
So why did you go there and not university with your friends?
Because like I was that's funny because in high school so we don't have the same we had 3 years in high school. You guys have 4, right?
Yeah.
So in my first years of high school, so junior. I was really bad, and I was like an asshole in class, like really a bad student.
People act up.
Yeah, and after I met a girl, and she was like top of the class, and I was, kind of like last, the last ranking, whatever. And so I kind of like start studying hard, like doing better and better. And on my last year of high school, I was like, top and like having awesome grades. And at the same time, I was going out with my friends. So I like found this balance where I studied a lot and going out and stuff. And that was perfect. And so because I was doing great, all my teachers told me, you should go to preparatory classes. Because when you go to preparatory classes, you can do after kind of like all the engineering school you want. I mean, you can choose, but I didn't really know. And the fact is, at the end of the second year of the third year, you have this big test, and it's for different school. And based on your ranking, you can go to different like engineering school. So if you're like top level, if you like kill the test, whatever, you will go to the better engineering school.
What happens if you don't kill it?
So if you
what happens if you bomb?
So I mean, you can still go to engineering school, but they will be not kind of good.
Yeah.
And for me, I did okay. Because like that wasn't my thing. I wasn't like, I mean, I'm saying like that was hard and I wasn't like 100% confident, but I did okay at the test. And so like the better engineering school I could have gone to was the one I went.
Yeah.
And even if that was electrical engineering, in the same time it wasn't really electrical like wirings and, you know, like fix stuff in the house, whatever. I'm not like an electrician, you know. I'm more like electronics. So I work with, you know, microprocessor, and it's related to like program, like code and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm thinking if I do that, I can do like, I can be a mechanical engineering, or I can't be a fucking, I don't know, chemistry like engineer or like a sound, because I don't have a degree for. But I can do like different like IT stuff.
Right.
And after, when I went here, I had my degree in IT, actually, information technology and management. And right now I'm working as an IT guy and not anymore as a like electronic engineer. So it's kind of funny, but
well, the world is like you can find labor globally, you know? You like people can employ people depending on their skills rather than where they live. So your journey took you to get an amazing degree, so that'll take you far, especially in the world that we live in. Yeah,
the fact is right now, because of my studies and because of my work, if I quit the job, I will not find the exact same job. I won't be a you know, system engineer. I am right now a system engineer, but I can be, you know, like in other IT stuff. I can be either like a developer. That's not like my thing, but I can do it because I learned and have some experience in that. Or I can be like, I kind of want to like go more and more to like the business analyst side. Yeah, that's something that I enjoy too. So that's why mostly people push me to go to this engineering school, because they knew that like I won't have a hard time to find like an engineer like IT or engineer job like related. So that's what I did that, and
But what Sean's question was, growing up, like, and in general right now, what is your favorite movie though? Like, what do you enjoy doing, like in gaming and stuff?
I mean, I think I can say I was like,
I don't have a favorite movie. I enjoy movies, but like if you were to pick one.
My favorite movie, I think, is Gladiator.
That's a Russell Crowe.
American movie.
No, it's all good.
No, Russell Crowe. I just love it because I love the music inside.
Oh yeah,
you know, when he like walk and touch the flower, and his family is like all dead, and he's just like realize it. And I don't know.
It's a good movie. It's a good choice.
It's a guy like going. I mean, like being a slave, basically, and reaching the top. So it was nice. I don't know. Except of that, I would say I mean, I won't say I was a classic dude, but you know, I just like classic shit. Going out with my friend, being drunk, having sex with my girlfriend.
Regular people folk.
Yeah, you're so regular.
And, and after I played tennis for 2-3 years. I stopped. So tennis is like my sport game.
So I love tennis.
I continue playing here. Otherwise, I had
you got smashed here though, playing against all these Des Moines.
I got smashed.
Really?
No, I did okay, but sometimes it was hard.
He's a little rusty. You used to play video games though. You used to play Counter-Strike?
So I play Counter-Strike.
On what console?
PC.
PC. Sorry. So you're not a video game guy. That's why. So Counter-Strike was the game where I went far. I played tournaments. So Counter-Strike, quickly, it's a 5 versus 5 game.
A team?
A team. It's like terrorists. It's actually, I was thinking about that. It's actually kind of like really racist game.
Really?
Because you have the terrorists. Yeah. And I mean, you can associate the terrorists with like, you know, people from, you know, like Middle East. But
Oh my goodness.
And but the team switched those.
Yeah.
And they're like Counter-Strike. So the counter people, or, you know, like police guy, basically. Yeah. And so it's more like a 5 versus 5. Basically the terrorists have a bomb, and they need to put the bomb somewhere. And if they put the bomb, they need to like defend. And the bomb, I think the timer is maybe 45 seconds before it explodes.
Oh wow.
And before it explodes, the counter people needs to just kill them and defuse the bomb for them to not for the bomb to not explode.
Is that the premise of Counter-Strike?
Yeah, that's the main goal. And so me and my best friend at the time, we were playing mostly 2 versus 2. And so I went to Paris to play Counter-Strike, but I grew up playing video games. I played Diablo, awesome game. I think
lots of PC stuff though.
Only PC. Yeah. I had like console, but I stopped like at the PlayStation 2. So I didn't have any PlayStation 4 or
3.
3. And I was playing like FIFA, so soccer game a lot. We played that a lot in France and in Europe, I think.
It's like Madden here.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so Warcraft, Starcraft, I played a lot of like video games all my, when I was young, but I wasn't like a geek. Like I wasn't, you know what I mean? I wasn't spending like 10 hours. I mean, I did spend 10 hours.
So you were a geek.
I was a geek, but in the same time, I wasn't like just not doing anything. I was still doing stuff. So I enjoy it. Like I enjoy this time where I play video games on my computer. Not sure if I will redo it again. We were speaking about that. Maybe play a little bit, but I definitely won't play, 8 hours a day. I can't anymore because
you don't have
fucking working.
You don't have the time.
I want to enjoy my weekend doing other stuff than playing video games. But I do. I just recently bought the game again, Counter-Strike, and I play it online, but it's not the same thing. Like I play by myself, and when I was playing before with friends, I always played with friends.
Your mates.
People that I knew, so it's easier and it's funnier. And right now I kind of like play, maybe 1 hour every week, something like that.
Just to like few games just to play. Yeah, enjoy it. You don't play for competitively anymore.
No.
You used to get angry though. You said you dropped your
my
PC.
tower.
Yeah.
So I went to Paris for like this tournament, and on the way back to Montpellier, to my own town. So Paris, Montpellier by train is 3 hours and a half.
Yeah.
And it's like 600 miles maybe from each other. So not that bad. And I slept, I dropped my tower, my tower just got fucked. And so I broke it and I was like, okay, I'm kind of done with like doing this. So.
Well, geez, I know a lot more about you now. That's cool. I'm glad we got to have that chance.
I'm glad the listeners know more about you too.
Yeah, you'll be on more podcasts for sure. But let's talk about some of these more recent things that have been going on. First off, let's just get into Lil Peep. Let's kick it to that first.
Yeah.
Lil Peep, 21-year-old emo rapper from the Bronx, New York, died.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Yeah, he passed away, I believe, the day before last. So we're recording this on Saturday, so I think he passed away on Friday.
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe Thursday or Friday. I can't remember.
It was the 15th. He died on the 15th. So
it would have been Friday. Nope, Thursday. I'm bad at dates.
Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
But the crazy thing about him is he posted... he's always been an emo rapper with me, and so he's super emotional. He's had suicidal thoughts. He's had really tough time with depression his entire life. Young life, 21 years old, and that's kind of what's brought him up into just about to explode into stardom with his emotional rapping, and he's well known into like doing drugs and his drug
Xanax.
Yeah, I mean, he posted an Instagram video a day before or 2 days before he passed away of him just dropping Xanax, trying to catch it in his mouth.
Yeah, they were saying it was hours before he died.
Hours?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like 4 hours before he died.
So Xanax are pills, no?
They are, but you can get Xanax bars, and if you take too many and mix them with the wrong drugs, you die.
Bars like food?
No, it's a pill, but think of a pill in a square form, like a rectangle, and then there's little boxes on it.
Oh, okay.
And it's they call it bar.
Okay.
Ooh, I know a lot about this. and Xanax bars are it's a very powerful drug.
Yeah, I mean,
and
Xanax
he was just
he was depressed people.
But he was just like treating it like it was candy.
Yeah.
But as Sean was alluding to, he was on the rise, in my opinion, and he really just
I mean, was about to explode. Like Post Malone, kind of like has just exploded this last year. Like people were saying next year was his year. He's.
Why did they say next year was his year?
Well, I just mean like he's right there on the cusp. Like when you hit that summer circuit, he's probably just now getting booked for all these summer music festivals. Yep. He's like people behind the scenes know that what he's about to do for the next year, what he's got booked, and what he's got planned for his second part. You'll love me when or don't come over until you're sober or whatever. Part 1 just came out, and part 2 is supposed to drop next year. So
really?
He had a lot going on for him, but I mean, it sucks. It's a big bummer.
It's a big loss. And can you correct me if I'm wrong? I read somewhere that he kind of almost invented the hip hop emo mash.
Well, he just has done it better than anybody in recent memory. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is. I mean, I never listened to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, maybe I'm gonna be completely wrong.
Oh no!
Like because Justin Bieber is not like he's kind of like he's not emo. But so it was a big difference. Like
Justin Bieber is pop more than anything else.
Yeah. So that is not.
No.
Okay.
This would be hip hop, so it's more rap.
Okay.
21 years old, has so many face tattoos. He has more face tattoos than I have normal tattoos. Like, crazy.
Yeah, I saw some pictures.
Yeah. But I mean, just like Clem said, I've never listened to him till now. I probably won't listen to him, but I mean, I did check out a few of his tracks.
I feel I've heard of him prior to his passing just because I follow certain artists on SoundCloud and Instagram that they've sampled his music. Yeah. So I've heard it in the background. Yeah. Kind of.
The EZPZ alum, Dan Brown, listened to him.
Yes.
He actually showed him to me a few times. Yes. But I never went on my way to listen to him.
Yes.
So 21 years old, that's super tough. He actually had a social media famous girlfriend. She's been posting a lot of stuff about how he's recently just been super...
He's bisexual, so it surprises me.
Interesting. Well, he's super suicidal as of late. And clearly, he just didn't care. And he also posted those Instagrams, like you were saying. It sucks. Really tough. Let's talk about what just came out this week. Warped Tour. 2018 is going to be the last year. Now, Clem...
So I don't know anything
my
about
God.
Warped. But Warped Tour is a big deal for my friends growing up.
I would say a generation.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
When did it start?
1995. Kevin Lyman, who I actually have a picture with. I got a picture with him in 2011 at Warped Tour. He was he was riding a tricycle around the line to get in. He was just talking to people, and I was like, Kevin! And I'm the only one that called him over by name because I had been looking into it as far as doing an internship. I was starting,
Warped Tour?
Yeah, I was starting in 2011. I was starting at Iowa.
Yeah, and that's your scene musically.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean?
You enjoy hardcore.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. So I wanted to go to Iowa for my journalism degree and then possibly do Warped Tour for my internship the following summer. I was thinking about all this stuff. Yeah. So I was chatting with him about it. I had a Don't Mess with Iowa shirt on. So he was like, oh, I thought that was funny. But Warped, I went and that was my first music festival.
What was your first year? Was it the
2008?
2008. That was my first year.
Yeah.
Which one?
I went to Bonner Springs, Kansas.
Ooh, nope. Okay. Yeah. My first one. Mine first, I believe, was in Wisconsin, actually. Okay. Oh, I want to say Milwaukee, actually.
I went to 371s. My main one that I'd go to, though, with friends was Shakopee, Minnesota.
I've been to that one twice.
Okay, yeah.
I've been to Shakopee once, Chicago twice, and Milwaukee once.
Okay, yeah. I stopped going in 2013. It was my first summer. I didn't go. So 2008, 2012, then I went to 2014 to see Every Time I Die.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just me, Nick, Lydia, Shayna. We just chilled.
2013. That's fairly recent. 14. 14.
It was the year that their album From Parts Unknown came out. So they were playing that pretty heavily. But I will be there next year for sure.
I want to go too, actually.
I think they're going to...
You should do it. Clem, we're invited. You need to come to Warped Tour.
I want to go.
It's pretty interesting.
It's very much
different than it was when I was a kid, though. Because I was looking at previous years that I had not gone. 2015, for instance, is the year that they brought in YouTube stars. So they were having meet and greets with YouTube stars because they're trying to tap into that young Gen Alpha after millennial, 1999 till 2000, now. Gen Alpha or whatever it is. Or
So
2009.
rock. What is this?
So it's
Rock,
metal, hardcore, metalcore.
Pop punk.
Pop punk was very, like, pretty big. And then they just started doing, like, in more recent years, too, acoustic.
Okay.
So, like, they have an acoustic tent or acoustic basement.
They also they do pop music too, actually.
Paramore.
Katy Perry actually was at
2008. Yep. And I actually saw her.
I think I saw her too, actually.
She played I Kissed the Girl twice.
Yeah.
Like, just because.
Yeah.
You know that song?
Yeah.
She was huge. That was when she just had blown up.
That's right when she was like, her trajectory went skyrocketed.
And that's just one instance of Warped Tour bringing in a whole bunch of artists or just very smart and intelligent booking. They had Eminem one year. They had the year in 2005 was the only year that Warped Tour actually made money from tickets.
Really?
So in every other year, they've taken a loss on tickets, but they've made their money back from sponsorships and merch. And taking cuts from like all, because they have so many merch tents. So when you go to Electric Forest, you think that's a lot of merch tents, like 10, 12 in one area. They have dozens and dozens. Every band almost has a merch tent. Everyone, that's the way.
Every band has a meet and greet, so they have a merch tent.
So like Every Time I Die played, and then 3 hours later, I waited in line. I got to meet them. I mean, that wasn't my first time meeting them, but
that was one of my questions on this topic. How many bands did you get the opportunity to meet at Warped Tour?
Oh man, I know I met Bring Me the Horizon. I know I met Every
that's
Time
a good one.
Every time I saw a band, I wanted to meet, and get, because you can buy merch and then you get it all signed right there. They do it at their tent, and they have like postings everywhere. So I mean, I've met plenty of bands I want to see, but the two that stick out are Bring Me the Horizon and Every Time I Die. But I always was trying to catch the next music. Like I would like, because you had to wait in line for an hour in the hot sun. That's another thing. It's all summer long. This is a moving music festival that went all summer long. Every single major city in the entire United States.
Yeah.
Only played
coast
once.
to coast.
Yeah. They only
Same
played
group
once.
of people every time?
No. New bands every year, but like, you know.
But I'm saying like, no, in the
touring
same
company.
summer. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But depending on the band's tour schedule, some bands will fall off and others will pick up.
Okay.
But there is a steady group of definite bands that do the whole tour.
Yeah, so like Every Time I Die, for instance, they never have done just 1 or 2 dates. They've always been one of those bands that does the entire tour. And I know like big headliners. So I wanted to say this real quick. These facts. 2005 though, that year was the only year that they made money off tickets. And My Chemical Romance and Fall Out Boy were the headliners.
Yeah.
Those, and then those the same era as like The Used blowing up. Newfound Glory. So these are all pop.
Newfound Glory still does Warped Tour.
Every
definitely. Year. I think.
They played last year.
Yep.
Well, Every Time I Die, another. I want to give every time I have a chance. Shout out to them. I will. But them and Less Than Jake are the two most attended bands. So like they've attended more years of Warped Tour than any other band. Less Than Jake is like 9 now. They played last year, was their 9th year. Crazy. Pretty sure. And then Every Time I Die is at 7. So they're gonna play next year for sure, because Kevin Lyman just made this announcement on Billboard.com and did a full extensive interview about next year being the last summer. A lot of reasons being 2007. I mean, it's not the reason, but 2017's ticket sales were the lowest that they've seen in over a decade.
Why do you think that is?
So he says straight up in the interview. I read the entire thing. I actually really liked it because he's super honest. That's just the kind of person he is. But he says that he thinks that the kids these days, because Warped Tour makes their money off of 14 to 18-year-olds. Like that's a big, like pretty much the clientele.
I mean, that's when I went.
That's when I went. I was 17 my first year. So, and parents get in for free if they come with a kid type thing. So it's like you know your kid's gonna go there and having a good time. In
a safe place. Yeah,
and like a lot of like Less Than Jake's been around for 25 years. So the dads bring the kids, and then they get to go see something they want to see. But he says ticket sales are low, and it's because kids don't want to go out anymore. He's afraid.
Kids don't want to go out anymore?
He thinks that the next generation is not going to go to concerts.
Wow, that's
we're talking young, like the kids that are 15 right now. All they want to do is sit at home, play Minecraft. All they want to do is play on their iPad at home.
Really?
He's thinking that is he. I mean, if next year wasn't the last year of Warped and that alone didn't spark you and I to go, he thinks that the ticket sales would continue to plummet just because the kids don't want to go out.
That's sad, because I discovered a lot of music that I listen to still today from Warped Tour.
Totally.
From like you say, hopping around, because again, it's in the hot sun, so you want to get the shade that you can. So I'd often sit in the like amphitheater, the one shaded spot, and listen to a band.
Yeah, that you've never know before, right?
Yeah, and I like became a fan, and that's actually how I saw Katy Perry the first time.
Yeah, she was playing in the amphitheater in Bonner Springs. Yeah, so, like there was seating, like actual seating.
So I was like, who's this chick? But what bands did you discover when you went to Warped Tour that you still listen to today?
A lot of the bands I loved from and like seeing at Warped Tour are no longer around. So Scary Kids, Seos, Sin,
yes,
Armor for Sleep, Rest in Peace. Actually,
oh my god, those are good bands too.
Scary Kids lead singer Tyson is from Tucson, Arizona, or from Arizona. He died of a drug overdose. Lil Peep died of a drug overdose. Tucson, Arizona, the state to go to if you want to overdose. Jesus. But yeah, those three right off the bat. I love Balance and Composure. They actually
did you get introduced to Balance and Composure at Warped Tour?
No. So Kevin Lyman actually called out my favorite bands ever. I have Tattoo for La Dispute.
Yep.
I'm going to eventually get a Balance and Composure tattoo. I love them. He called them out saying those two bands and bands like them and Modern Baseball that have decided not to show up to go to Warped Tour, that he like calls them out in the interview, and it's just actually kind of weird that they're part of the reason why they aren't blowing up, because he thinks that Warped Tour is so monumental to like a band's trajectory.
I completely agree.
Yeah, but there's a lot of reason not to support Warped Tour, and one being in 2015 when they made the approval and they let the French porch step guy on and sing whatever, Jack McElfresh or whatever.
I'm not familiar with this.
So Front Porch Step is a single dude, solo artist, plays the guitar, and that's when the 2015 is the big year when the acoustic like sessions things started. Yeah. He was accused by multiple women that so Warped Tour gets announced in December, right? Like the dates, the lineup, all in December. So we're gonna hear it for 2018, the last one next month. They announced he's gonna be on there. Everyone's kind of excited, and then like not more than like a day later, he gets accused. This is December 2014. Gets accused of like sexual harassment and asking for minors to text him, his fans. Like he exactly what we're dealing with now.
Yeah.
He was like
shit don't change.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he ended up staying on Warped Tour and playing the Nashville date on July 1st.
And that was like a controversy for them.
Huge, yeah. And so that's where a lot of these other bands that I love, like Balance and Composure,
they dropped off.
They decided not to play. Whenever they came to them, La Dispute, when they came to them, they decided not to play Modern Baseball. So
because of this guy?
Well, because
they're supporting a culture of sexual harassment by allowing this guy to continue to play.
I don't know the exact, like, I don't...
But that's what I'm getting from your story.
No, you're right. And so he's like the primary reason why lots of bands that were on the uprise, just like Warped...
Well, they want to distance themselves from that.
Yeah, they don't
which is understandable.
Yeah.
Well, I think the biggest thing is, it's unfortunate that it's going away, but... Festival Owl, if you follow them on Facebook, in my opinion, put it best. Like, they are the OG for music festivals, because that was my first
Not
one.
many are still around now. I've been
How
around
many years?
95. So this will be the 29th year. 95 through
20. He's good at math. It's his job.
24.
Wow.
95 it starts out as a first year, right?
Yeah.
So Lollapalooza's been around for 20 something over that.
25 years, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So we're about the same time.
There's not many music festivals that have been around that long, is what I'm saying. This is a traveling one that goes all summer. It's not just one. So
I'd like to call out a couple bands that I actually discovered that I still listen to.
Yeah, sure.
I actually discovered the ska genre on Warped Tour. So
Real Big Fish.
Yeah, Real Big Fish, dude.
Yeah.
I met them every time I would go. I always try to get a picture with them at the meet and greet booth.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so I discovered Real Big Fish. If you're familiar with ska, I also discovered, that's where I met Mike Posner.
Okay.
Before he like super blew up. Hello Goodbye as well. I like the punk stuff. And then one band, I'm not a big hardcore person, but that's where I first moshed. It's my first circle pit.
Yeah. No, totally.
And
circle pit? What is it?
You like go in a circle, and it's like a circle mosh.
Okay.
Everyone runs around the circle, and there's people in the middle of the circle, the eye of the storm, eye of the pit, that are just sitting there, like, then they can run in or like whatever.
Yeah.
It bows anyone over that's not running. You have to keep running. You'll see it if you go to Warped. Like, So, yeah, like...
Awesome.
And then one more band I want to
sure.
call out. Like I said, I'm not a big hardcore fan, but Anti-Flag.
Okay.
I love Anti-Flag. If I was to choose, would you classify them as hardcore though?
Yeah, like hardcore punk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anti-Flag. So.
Yeah, they're pretty dope.
Yeah.
I got to see a lot of bands like play like the smaller stage.
Yeah.
They play the Monster stage, or like that's like one of their main sponsors. And then they would play the main stage. Like A Day to Remember there's no other band that was like that for me. Like they played a smaller stage. Then the next year I saw them on the tour. They play that Monster stage, and they play the main to like thousands and thousands of people. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, Warped Tour is super important to the scene.
How many people average are going?
I mean,
hard to say.
2014 there was no one there compared to the years I had gone prior.
Yeah. When I went, it was always packed, but I went when it was a thing, you know.
Right.
And I think revisiting it's a generation. Like we grew up with Vans Warped Tour, and I see promoters, artists, musicians that are big today that kind of owe their dues to Warped Tour because it got them into a scene that they wouldn't be in otherwise, or they discovered their passion or love for music in that.
Who would you like to see on the tour this summer? Who would you like to see on the circuit?
Well, Real Big Fish is gonna play because they play every year.
Yeah.
So I'd want to see Real Big Fish, and I wouldn't mind seeing Anti-Flag. They dropped off, and I guess I'm a bad hardcore fan. I don't follow them that much anymore, so I don't know if they're still doing their thing. But I would like to see Anti-Flag. So.
Yeah, for sure. I'd like to. I know Every Time I Die is going to be on. That's 100%. That is another thing that you're going to discover, Clem, and the listeners at home that haven't gone. If you do go, you'll discover that. I mean, you only get to see a band for 30 minutes. They play very short sets. Even the headliners only play for about an hour.
Okay.
So you're in the hot heat. It's outside. The sound's not that great because they're traveling city to city. It's not like a music festival that sets up the week before or the week.
Yeah. So if I get a big picture, it's like it's really more for the music than
it is
for the
experience.
Yeah. Because it's. I mean, the festival we've been to, they put a lot of effort, decoration and but here, if I understand, it's really it's short
crowd
and short shows, so just for the music, really.
Yeah, I mean,
I've never actually drank at Warped Tour.
I don't think I really have either.
See, that's fantastic.
Well, it's too hot.
Right. Yeah, no, that's totally right. There's no shade at all.
Yeah, it's the biggest thing because what they do is they kind of post up on asphalt, so you're in this heat, and there's one amphitheater, and that's where the headliners go typically, and they do a dual stage. So what they'll do to save time is they'll have one opener or one band on the right side. They do their set, and then while they're doing their set or wrapping up,
getting ready,
the other one on the left. So it's continuation nonstop.
Chaos.
Yeah. And as Sean was saying, at the merch booths, basically you just go up and down this row, and you see dry erase boards listing when the band's going to do a meet and greet. So it's really all about the band and the love of the music.
Yeah, totally.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's right. I remember seeing Paramore on the left side, and then A Day to Remember on the right. It was just boom.
Yeah.
It was they finished as soon as they finished. A Day to Remember comes in. Yeah,
they just start this strong.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I will miss it, but
it holds a special place in my heart.
It's gonna be fun next summer.
I hope you can come too.
Yeah, I think our plan. I would like to go to Minnesota. It's a Sunday night or Sunday. Third Sunday of July. So it's gonna be it'd be interesting to do Forest, and we get a few weeks, and then 4th of July, and then we get to go to Warp. So we'll try getting, if any of you listeners at home want to come with us next summer,
join us in Shakopee, Minnesota.
Shakopee, yeah.
Only water though.
Only water.
Yeah, you gotta drink water.
I'm gonna have some beer.
You might need some. At this point, I might need some too.
Yeah, well, we're about to go enjoy some beers and go enjoy our friends and so forth. That Friendsgiving. Yeah. What's your guys' favorite Thanksgiving food?
Ooh, that's a good question.
You don't even
I know mine. Okay.
Then go. I'm going to defer.
So, because I experienced some of the Thanksgiving American food, I think pecan pie.
Pumpkin pie. That's a solid choice.
So, Brandon, you still have to get a dish, and you were talking about getting pie. So you better
get
get
pecan pie.
French silk or
Might have to pick up a couple.
Yeah, I'm bringing apple and pumpkin.
There's pumpkin pie. Sean, what's yours? Because I'm still thinking.
No, he said pecan.
No, what's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie? You guys are the same?
Dude, I love pumpkin pie.
So good.
I thought you said pecan pie.
No,
Pumpkin.
pecan. Like the, this little, like, nuts kind of.
Pecan pie.
Pecan.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think we talk about the same thing.
Pumpkin.
No,
Pumpkin,
not
the big-
pumpkin.
That's my favorite.
Oh, okay. No. Means
Pie.
like the pecan.
We have a universal
Love
pie.
yeah.
No, actually, pumpkin, I'm okay, but not my favorite.
Okay.
I love pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
But I would say my favorite is... Shit, I don't know. Turkey. It's so
Turkey.
bland.
As long as you don't mess up the turkey.
As long as, but it's easy to fuck up.
I feel like you have to brine it. Like
You do.
all night.
Because
like
if it
2 days.
but like if you cook the turkey right, it's moist and delicious, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, totally. If you get the dried turkey and I gotta ask for barbecue, you fucked up.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like
You
it.
gotta ask for like some ketchup or something.
Like, okay, you're out.
You're out.
So I will say my name's Pumpkin, but I want to give a special shout out to Lydia's family's recipe for stuffing. She actually did make that this morning, so you guys.
I saw the Snapchat.
Dude, I couldn't stop eating it today.
Oh, shit.
Like, it was trying to cook in
can't
the
wait.
slow cooker.
Yeah.
It was becoming an issue. But episode 54, this is gonna be a wrap right here. We came at you. Talked a lot about Clem.
And
talked
music.
a lot about music like we always do. You'll hear Clem on future podcasts for sure. His girlfriend, my friend too, Madison. Not my girlfriend, but so you can find the EZPZ. I didn't even say this in the last episode.
It's okay.
So you can find the EZPZ at the EZPZ on Instagram and Twitter. I post on Twitter a good amount on there, on that account. And then
And Facebook.
decent, and I post a decent amount on Facebook. I like to get the conversation going with what I do is I just steal the status from Pitchfork. So the last one was like, what's your favorite music or Christmas album or something?
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna keep doing that, stealing it from Pitchfork. Get the conversation going on Facebook. You can find me at Sean S. Johnson, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all that. Brandon, where can they find you?
They can find me as always at Gold Bizzle, G0LD Bizzle.
Yeah, on Instagram,
And
Snapchat.
Everything, all social media.
Yeah. You've been tweeting a lot more, I would say, since the political...
Oh my god. That's an episode in itself.
Episode 99.
Clem, you don't have an Instagram. You don't have a Twitter.
I'm on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm not like a huge social
media
Yeah.
person.
I'm like barely on Snapchat. I know it's bad.
It's okay. No, it's okay.
You
It's
can
your
find
thing.
me, like
In the real world.
In the real world.
See me in the mind.
Special shout out to Dan Brown right there.
Cheers.
So this has been the Easy Peasy Podcast, and we out.
Peace.